Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Haris bin Kamaruddin and my partner.
My name is Anis Arina Zamri.
So for LCC400, English for Informative Speeches, we currently presentation about the non-verbal aspect that used in the Jane Mary Chen TED Talk. This video reviewing by me and Anis Zamri from FF240 directing. Next. So for the content in this slide, we're going to present about the introduction of the video and the four non-verbal aspect that we choose, and lastly the conclusion. Next. So for the introduction, as we got the video, the topic that we got is next slide. What Losing Everything Taught Me About Resilience by Jane Mary Chen. She is the CEO and co-founder of Embryons, a social enterprise for premature babies. So this video analyzes the focus on how the speaker, which is Jane, used the non-verbal cues to deliver her message more effectively and connect with the audience. Next. So the first content that we got is next, general appearance. So general appearance, as you can look for the example for the full shot of Jane. So she is wearing the professional green silk blouse and dark blue jeans, which is very meaningful because she does not wear a formal business suit like a blazer, the formal blazer, but instead she chooses a smart casual style. So this creates a perfect balance between professionalism and approachability for Jane. So her neat polish and appearance immediately builds credibility as the CEO authority. So it helps the audience focus on her message without the distraction, and her relaxed style makes her feel more relatable in her personal and emotional story. Next. So next, the second non-verbal aspect that we got it is gesture. So as we look forward into it, into the talk, Jane used her hand. As you can see, there's a lot of picture in here. She used her hand to demonstrate the size and the shape of the portable instruction, which is this is clear example of illustrator gesture in a non-verbal communication. So her hand visualized the product or the slide or the picture that she want the audience looking at it. And she often used the open palm gesture, which is suggests openness to the audience, and this helps build a strong bond of trust, which is Jane and the audience. And lastly, her gesture are real time with her speech, which is highlight the key points and keeps the audience focus and emphasis to the Jane. So overall, her gesture make her explanation much more dynamic and easier for everyone to understand. So next.
Hi, I'm Anis and I will be taking over Haris' presentation, which is our third non-verbal video aspect that we chose is facial expression. So the speaker Jane's expression change based on what topic she is talking about. For example, she's serious when she's discussing a failure, but when her talking about reflecting about what had happened to her life, she become softer. Her expression becomes softer. And facial expression is actually a powerful way because they communicate emotions clearly even without words to connect with the audience, to engage with the audience so that the audience keeps focus. So here are some of the picture example of a medium close-up of her expression. From the first one, she's serious, and then the second one, she's like welcoming and more softer. Next one is the fourth and our last non-verbal video aspect, which is movement. So the speaker Jane stands confidently, and how she moved her body slightly on the stage with her relaxed shoulder. She shows how comfortable and open she is with the audience when she was talking. And then, as you can see right here, Jane's body is like generally open. She is not cross arm or like close stance to make her feels like not engaging with the audience. So this make her appear more approachable, and she's being honest with whatever she's saying. So with her postures like this, she also shows confidence and help with engaging with the audience more. So this move helped the audience to feel that she is actually sharing something genuine and personal. So there's nothing that she's hide behind the formality. So for the conclusion, so Jane Mary Chen shows that losing everything can become a powerful turning point in life. So she also teaches us that the real resilience comes from accepting our struggles, and she rebuilt ourselves with the self-compassion and deeper self-understanding. So to sums up everything, four non-verbal video aspects that we managed to point out are general appearance, gesture, facial expression, and movement, based on the video speech of What Losing Everything Taught Me About Resilience by Jane Mary Chen. That is all for our presentation. Thank you for listening and have a very nice day.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Imran Fahmi with my partner
Walid Rosli,
and we are from Group 2 for LCC400, English for Informative Speeches. And today we are presenting about a video review for nonverbal speech delivery about Nolan Williams' TED Talk, How Ibogaine Could Treat Depression and Anxiety. So a little bit of introduction about Nolan Williams. Nolan Williams is an associate professor of psychiatry and behavioral science at Stanford University, and in this speech, he explores the frontier of rapid-acting neuropsychiatric treatments that can help in curing depression and anxiety. So, the purpose of Dr. Nolan Williams' speech is to introduce a new type of treatment that use fruit like ibogaine to treat complex neuropsychiatric conditions such as resistant treatment depression, anxiety, and traumatic brain injuries. So these are the non-verbal aspects in speech that we were able to point out in Nolan Williams' speech. So the first is gesture. In Nolan Williams' speech, we can see that Nolan Williams used both of his hands to gesture left from right when trying to explain the differences in between topics and subjects. So the way that Nolan Williams uses his gesture to point out the difference between topics or subjects can be seen as a way to make the audience understand the differences or the similarities in subjects or topics. Another part of gesture that Nolan Williams uses is using slight head movements when talking as a way to find a suitable pace when trying to convey the information to the audience. In this way, the audience will be easy to follow Nolan Williams' speech without feeling lost or feeling confused. So moving on to the next part is facial expressions. So in Nolan Williams' speech, facial expressions play a big part in trying to convey the emotions of the topic or the importance of the speech. So we can see when Nolan Williams say the line, "Half of your shipmates are deceased," Nolan Williams' face softened. This as a way to convey to the audience the feeling of sympathy to the audience, meaning that the audience would be able to understand the emotion that is about the topic that is Nolan Williams presenting about. The next is about the line that Nolan Williams said, "The Royal Societies did not like this idea." Nolan's happy expression from the previous topic that he talked about changed to a more disappointed look, because when he talks about the opposition that were had about using citrus fruit to cure scurvy, and that citrus fruits were deemed not appropriate for such clinical use. So this in return, the audience would be able to understand Nolan's sort of disappointment when he heard about the opposition that had about using citrus fruit as a way to cure a disease. So in this next half, I will pass over to my partner Walid to talk more about the next two non-verbal delivery aspect.
Okay, I will present about Nolan appearance and Nolan posture. Nolan used a proper attire to show his confidence, also can reduce nervous that make audience focus and clear. When you wear professional clothes, you feel more powerful and ready, and this help you stay calm instead of feeling shaky or nervous. Because you look and act calm, the audience find it easier to understand you, and when you feel calm, the audience. Okay. Next, first impression of Nolan face make audience can keep up. Also, have a good credibility, like his hair and beard are very organized. People will judge a speaker in second point. People judge a speaker in the first few seconds. If your hair and beard are neat and very organized, people will immediately think you are serious and professional person. This good first impression will build trust and credibility before you even say a word. Okay, next. For the posture, Nolan lack of body language create a negative energy that makes him look less confident when presenting his speech. If you stand still like a statue and don't move your arm or head, the audience will feel negative energy. It makes the presentation feel boring and make you look scared and hide something. From the speech, we can see that Nolan's left hand is usually in his pant back pocket. This result in his posture looking a little too awkward and unprofessional. Putting your hand in your pocket, especially in the back of the pocket, is a big no. It makes you look too casual, like you are hanging out with friends rather than giving a speech. It also can make your body look stiff. Okay, that's all from me.
Right, so we're taking over. To conclude our presentation, we can see that from Nolan's speech is that proper and improper uses of non-verbal delivery in speeches can greatly affect how audience understand and perceive one's speech. So the correct use of non-verbal or verbal delivery is important when trying to organize your speech or trying to present an idea or a topic. A general recommendation that we can say to everyone that is trying to build their own speech is that to make sure to take notes of our own habits and weakness so that we can counteract them by practicing the correct non-verbal delivery when presenting our own speech, and in return this will make us look more professional when presenting to an audience. That is all for us. Thank you very much.